Hey everyone, this is PrinceBrightstar, and welcome back to Phantasy Star Online 2, here on the global servers. So, we've got an urgent quest coming up here, and it's going to be kind of an interesting one here, because we're kind of getting things a little bit out of order compared to the Japanese servers. Before this one came out, we actually had the last of the, or rather, we had the final MPA, against the final boss show up. But in this particular case, we're getting the one that happened after it first, for some reason, here on Global. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out in the last one, now that the order's been changed here on the Global servers. But anyway, that's what's coming up here in just a couple of minutes here. As you might notice, I've changed my look once again, and yes, I do have tentacles on me now here. So, I'm not exactly sure how that's all going to work out in the end here. I might keep it, I might go back to my full beast mode, but we'll see how things turn out. Anyway, the shops have been updated a little bit. If we go under the Ryzen weapon badge shop here, they have added a whole bunch of new S abilities, or maybe they were there previously. Here we go, this is what I was looking for, actually. They've added these ray gun blades, as well as these sub-solid barriers, which basically have these receptors on them, which will basically let you transfer a lot of stuff now from weapons and units onto other pieces of gear. So it's nice that this finally got added into the game here, so people can finally build up the units and weapons that they want with the augments that they want. That was just something really quick I wanted to point out here before we really jumped into things here today. But yeah, it's nice that that's finally in. We will have to see how things actually end up with that, in terms of if players are going to be able to figure out how to build everything. Granted, there are plenty of tools out there for players to use. I use one in particular that allows me to kind of figure out from what my endpoint is all the way up to, and kind of work my way backwards from there. It's the PSO2 Affixing Assistant, which is a tool that's on GitHub right now. And if you are watching live, I'm actually going to put that in chat here for you. So that is, that will help you out there.
Special training for all ARC's ops is underway.
But as you can hear, the training is underway here. Let's go ahead and hop into that here. And we'll grab ourselves a Shift to Drink Premium 2. And fully restock on items. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and set a party beacon here for anybody that wants to hop in. Alright, while everybody is making their way down, we'll go ahead and get things started here. And this one basically takes us through the different stages of the Armada, and then we end up inside of one of the ships themselves here, similar to how things played out in that Ultimate quest.
Emergency mission alert. Special training for all ARC's ops is underway.
All right, here we go.
Report to the quest counter to join the mission.
I appear to be shocked right now. Anyway, we're moving on to the second stage here. I'm going to hop onto one of these here. One of our primary objectives here now is to take down the ships, and we can do that by shooting across the way here. You just gotta wait for your energy to charge up, and then let her rip. And make sure you're hitting where you're actually doing damage. I found that a lot of players are having trouble actually hitting the darn thing because they don't know where to actually target. I tend to target up here near where the bridge supposedly is. Got a quarter of the way left to go. There we go. Alright, now we're going to clear out and get ready for the next round. There we go. And now we got more groups coming in. I'm just going to sit over here for a moment here and wait for the next group to actually pop up. There we go, a bunch of supernaturals. Get them down, then we have some of these over here to take care of. Not quite sure what Phantasms are actually doing here. I don't know, maybe Shiva picked them up or something. Granted, this is also VR training, so that could also explain it. I don't know, it just feels like this quest was actually intended to be delivered before the end of things in the first place. And maybe the production schedule just didn't work out right. Alright, on both sides of the ship now, we're going to have ships coming in, so I'm going to grab another slot here. Almost have this one down. There we go. I am going to head over here and try to help over on this side if I can. Fortunately, it looks like that one's probably going to escape. Things I've noticed is a lot of players hop onto the cannons without dealing with the enemies around, and that can lead to situations like that whereby the cannons end up being destroyed because players are too concerned with just taking the ship down. We're coming up on the last wave here.
Emergency code attack.
Really sitting down early like that only works if you are popping an ability that basically makes you immune to knockback. So that way you don't get knocked off the cannon. Looks like my boosters are running out, so I'll go ahead and repop those real quick. There goes one of them. Alright, we are moving on to inside the ship now. Hey, Light Rider, how you doing today? Glad to hear it. Alright, on to the second thing. Typically what I like to do is I'll hop down here and then immediately hop up onto the platform up here. Just because my sword can hit all of these cannons at the same time. Alright. And then we need to move on over to here, take out these cannons. Oh, look, and I'll go ahead and pop a star atomizer on myself. Right, I need to open that up so I can actually hop over. Now we can finish the rest of them. Alright, that boss is done. Let's get on to the Dark Ragna here. And that thing gets followed up over here with a bunch more supernaturals. Alright, there's our flame Daimos. Let's take him out. Alright, and now we've just got one more section to take care of. It's that one over there. There we go, the path is clear. Alright, for this next section, there's technically two paths that you can take to get to the end. You've got a main group that takes care of enemies in front of you, and then you've got a group that basically hops over there. That I leave more to the gunners and the forces out there. Or because they have a bit more air maneuverability than I do. And when I say that generally. I mean, of course, I could list off like phantoms and everything else like that. I'm just trying to say it for the sake of not trying to remember everything that can work over there. All right. Now we got a Gore Shredder, as well as a Gren Gronket. I mean, a Guanada, rather. Alright, Gore Shredder is on the ground. Light, it's up to you what you want to do in the end. I do Hunter at 12 because it basically makes my character as much of a tank as you can pretty much get in this kind of game. In that, the way I do things is I basically eat hits without a care. Looks like that team might still be doing their thing over there. And I can't even deactivate that right now. that was close. Oh, wait, there's one more over here. How did I not see that? There we go.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
If it's damage that you want to do, then actually you might be better off potentially with Hunter Luster, actually. That one actually has a decent damage increaser on it, whereby basically if you strike something with a melee weapon, it's going to do an extra 70% damage if your subclass is Luster. Of course, once you unlock that in the skill tree. And that's the most out of pretty much any of the classes. Gotcha. Yeah, Hunter Braver was okay for its time, but average stance and weak stance, you're better off served to even have gone Hunter Fighter back then. But if it's damage that you want to do, Hunter Luster, or potentially even Braver Luster if you wanted to do that. If you want to stick to katanas at all.
Code! Attack!
But I would highly recommend also looking at guides to see if there's any sort of material recommending or suggesting against that, because I'm no expert at that particular combination. It would just seem to be viable given the extra 70% damage.
Take this.
Anyway, we are up against Shiva here. And I am watching for when she does her tell on the big attack here.
This is hardly worth
There it is. Alright, somebody took it.
It's no use. Take this. This ends here. There will be no mercy. You cling to life with most unbecoming desperation. Take this!
But for me, I always watch whenever that triangle comes out above their head. That's when I know to just pause for a moment, see what's coming next. And then depending upon what it is, then I know. So like, right there, I knew that it was coming as soon as I heard her say it. But then I was also watching as soon as that triangle came out to just hold my next attack.
I hope that you will provide me with amusement. There will be no mercy. This is the end!
Somebody's attacking with a Rappy Pet.
You cling to life with most unbecoming desperation. I am simply correcting instinct. Vessel of the world, hearken to me.
Alright, and now I pop my Photon
I
Blast,
will you and the world both.
holding for the swords to come
Your
down.
foolish stubbornness only adds to your suffering.
That's the way to get out of that one. And then if you don't have your Photon Blast up, then go for your Dark Blast instead.
There will be no mercy. This is the end.
And down she goes.
What Completed. you do is futile.
Alright, and that is round number 1. It looks like we're going to have time for one more round of this, so let me go ahead and pop that. Let's grab another Shift to Drink Premium too. And restock our items. Oh, you got a new modem on the way. Yeah, once you're able to get yourself a new modem, is that going to increase the speed you have with your internet company, or is this just to replace an old and dying one? Looks like we're 12 out of 12, so let's get this going here.
Here I go. How's that feel?
Given that we're starting this one at 20 minutes past the hour, there's just no way that we're going to complete the second one in time to start up a third one. But that's what happens when you run with a pickup group sometimes. Onto one of the cannons again. One is down. Let's move on to where we need to be placed and ready for the next group. Oh, that's right. They pop up over there first. Then we have this group. Now, something I will say about this particular urgent quest is if you are looking to just get all the class units when they come out, but you have no interest in getting the Guardian Soul together, then that is something that you only need to run this urgent quest for until you get 40 of the Shiva modules, at which point everything else you can get from Divide quests. The Exegol, the Mitra, and the Varuna modules. Those come from Divide Quest. As well as, I think technically also, the Episode 6 training, which we'll be checking out in a little bit. But you just need 40 of the Shiva modules, and then you're good to go. Alright, we're moving on to the next part of this. Now, myself as an Etoile, as my subclass, it allows me to basically have the ability to not be knocked around, even when I'm sitting in the cannons here, so that's why I'm one of the better choices to be sitting in here right now. If you've got a hunter with the hunter ability that makes it so that you can't be knocked around, that's another good player to have on one of these cannons at this point, while the other enemies are being dealt with. Alright, that ship is done. Alright, looks like players may have been more concerned with taking out the gun batteries than the actual ship there, based on the message that popped up at the bottom. Alright, we're moving on to the last phase here.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
I think I'm gonna go ahead and pop an Imperial Cleave this time. I should still get that built up back to 6 by the time we're fighting Shiva. That's doing some damage.
Completed!
I think I can pop those boosters one more time here. Okay, once again, we are on these cannons here. Now, in this particular case, I gotta watch my footing here since nobody else is helping me up here. And unfortunately, I fell. And hunters don't really have a good way to maneuver in the air like other classes do. I can sometimes get myself back up. The lack of photon points also doesn't help me here. And you do still want to take these out because they give you a bunch of points here towards your total. Obviously, we don't want to touch the lasers above us, so that's why I'm not using my Rising Edge attack here. Alright, moving on to the next group here.
The large-scale operation has ended. Thank you for your support.
This time we've got a Lapaga Ringada here, replacing that Gorshrada that we saw last time. And those are typically the two that you'll see in here. Either the Ringada or the Gorshrada. The Guanada typically doesn't change. Oh, they grabbed me. Ringada's on the ground, go for the weak point. And this time I recognize that the Guanada is still alive here. And down they go.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
So it's nice that this Exegol always starts with its weak point open. Typically, you would need to break the crystal on the back to get the weak point open. And with its legs down now, the weak point would need to be rebroken here.
Failed.
Yeah, unfortunately this group just doesn't have the DPS to finish the bosses off in a timely manner. I mean, let's be honest, the fact we got a level 86 in here should be an obvious hint of that here. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish this up here. Alright, I am up against Mitra first.
End you here
Your
and
Majesty, code, attack.
take this. Impossible. The time for discretion is at an end.
So as usual, just take her head on. That's where you're going to be able to hit the weak point from.
This ends here. This ends here. Ha! The time for discretion is at an end. I may not have my full array of powers, but you'd be unwise to underestimate me. This ends here. This ends here.
Alright, there we go. Let's hop across, help out the Verona group.
Mistake.
I have no more time to waste here. This way. There'll be no escape. This way. There'll be no escape.
Down goes
Most
Verona,
impressive.
and on to Shiva.
There will be no mercy. Now perish. This is hardly worth my time.
I thought she might have got me, so that's why I popped that early.
It's no use. There will be no mercy. Be as an offering unto me. I hope that you will provide me with amusement. This is the end! There will be no mercy. I will not suffer you to live. I hope that you will provide me with amusement. to history. Vessel of the world, hearken to me. I will break you and the world both. You're foolish.
Alright, they had the swords on me, so I had no choice but to do my transformation there into the Dark Blast.
This is hardly worth my time. Do
Down
you not
she goes.
understand what you do is futile?
Nice. Alright, with that, let's get out of here. And we'll just take a brief moment here and see what we actually got for drops.
Leave it to me.
Looks like it's a partisan that we got as the 15-star drop there, so let's see what we come up with here.
I got a good look at it.
It was a Novo partisan, so nothing special out of that one. As for the rest of it...
I got a good look at it.
Getting some 8-slot stuff there, so that's always nice. That'll go a long way towards the creation of the Klaus weapon once that becomes available for me to put together.
I got a good look at it. I got a good look at it. I got a good look at it. Oh, this is a great find.
Alright. And let me just go ahead and dump some of this into my bank. And we are going to move on next to the limited quest that recently came out here. Let's see, the one thing I do, or rather the two things I don't want in there is the Varlet and the Niobio. Those weapons basically give me better augments, as well as make sure they come unteched, which basically guarantees an extra slot on them.
Welcome.
No new
Thank
titles,
you very
that's fine.
much. Which quest are you up for?
Alright, so let's move on to the limited time quest here, Special Breakthrough Training, Episode 6. And we'll take this on Ultra Hard. I am also going to turn the sound effects down just a little bit here, since it looks like I'm peaking a bit here. Grab a Shift to Drink Premium 2. And we are halfway to what we need in terms of players in this here. While we're waiting, let's take a quick look at the mission pass. As you can see, I've already grabbed some stuff from this mission pass for this season here. But I've got 3 tiers I need to open up here. First one here gives me an extra 25 star gem, so I'll take that. This one gives me the Victory Floor Lamp. That's a room item. And then the Diagonal Lean. And then we've got some costumes as well. There are other costumes coming up here that will be kind of interesting here. Don't know if I'll go with the hair on this one. The legs might be interesting if I ever remove the claws, just because the claws are kind of merging into the legs right now. Maybe the chest piece will work. We'll have to see. Still waiting for a few more players to become available here for this here. Oh, and actually, I need to restock my mates before I go into this here. Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it at this point here, Light. Because there's very little value in anything that's less than an 8 slot at this point here. I'll still hang on to certain weapons just for the way that they look and the fact that some of them are going to be A little bit useful early on in New Genesis, but not forever, of course. You basically need to hit a certain level before you can use a certain star, a certain number of stars, weapon, and units. Alright, we're 10 out of 12 now. And sure, I'll go ahead and hop into a party for this. Now, the thing about this quest is, you do want to run this, especially if you plan on running the urgent quest a whole bunch here while it's still going, because this quest will basically help you to boost the rare drop and experience rates that you get from that urgent quest, as well as subsequent runs of this as well, and subsequent runs of the Persona urgent quest or trigger if you happen to be running that. You basically need to run this 10 times on Ultra Hard to max out what you get in terms of the bonus, which is 200% experience and 200% rare drop rate. There's also another bonus going on this weekend right now, which is further increasing rare drop rate. So that's nice. That the team is that the server team is doing that here for us here. We also got word on the Japanese side of things that there is a that it looks like March 3rd is going to be the day for the graphical update finally, which is going to give us the new character creator and things like that. So that is going to be really exciting to see. And then subsequent updates beyond that is going to give us things like the photo shooting mode and things like that. But anyway, let's turn our attention to this here now. We'll take the left path first this time. And as you can see here, we have fences to deal with. But honestly, they're easily dealt with just by being off on the side. We got this pair popping up here. Alright, we got Fall Spawn coming up here. Moving it along, Gadaf. There you go, move over here. Some rare enemies in this as well here, these Sino Blues.
Emergency! Code! Q!
go, its chest is open, and down it goes.
Completed. Emergency code due.
Alright, so we briefly helped out with the other team, now we're moving on to the final section here. And here we go. I'll take Elder.
Get a clue. Insignificant.
Come on over here, big guy.
Insignificant. Insignificant. Futile. Get a clue.
Alright, now we are looping across to the next platform. An interesting combination between an Omega Cockatrice as well as one of the bigger Shiva Lumen mechs here. The draw Baru. Hey Wolfric, how you doing? Yeah, sure. If we can get 4 players together, then I'd be down for it. Curious how many we have online right now. Looks like it would just be you, myself, and Windy, unless we can get anybody else. That being if Windy wants to come in, of course. Alright, this platform is done.
I'm in the name of my master.
Moving on to the Mitra and Verna fight.
That's all you've got?
Take this!
This way. I have no more time to waste here. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
Nice, got both of them.
Swing and a miss.
And one more time.
Swing and a miss.
Nice.
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. This way.
This ends here!
Swing and a miss.
Light, maybe you should try popping them in one of those new trigger blocks. Maybe you'll get some players for those there.
I have no more time to waste here. There'll be no escape.
This is the end!
Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss.
The time for discretion
Swing and a
is
miss.
at an end!
Swing and a miss.
There goes Verona.
Most impressive.
There goes Mitra.
Completed.
Mistake!
Alright, we're gonna run this one more time. This time taking the right path. Oh, and actually Windy is saying that they do want to run, so you know what, I'll, in that case, I'll go ahead and hop out of this then. And join the three of them, and then hopefully we can find a fourth, and, in that case, I'll take the right path, to start on that one then. Let's see. We need one more, Wolfric. Alright, so we're gonna meet up in block number 1 for this here. I just posted it in the Discord, so hopefully we'll get one more player from there. Otherwise, we'll just have to grab somebody. Go ahead and toss me an invite when you're ready, Wolfric. Looks like we're all here in the block. Oh, there's the invite. Now, I do expect this one to be a bit more difficult than the 12-man one that we just ran. So we'll see how this turns out. In the meantime, I'm going to uncheck some of the stuff we just got here.
I got a good look at it. I got a good look at it.
And I do also want to extend a hearty welcome to anybody that's watching that just got the game from the Epic Game Store. Welcome to the game. Alright, I don't see anybody saying anything in the Discord, so maybe what we could do is we could just open the last up to the general public here. Unless you've got anybody else in mind. Also, if you are a player that has premium, be ready because the Super, or rather the Ultra PSO2 Day is going to be coming starting tomorrow, actually. And I plan to take advantage of that to get the last of my classes leveled up here to level 100.
Feel free
So
to stop by anytime.
we'll see how that all goes tomorrow once that gets activated, because there are huge boosts that happen during that. And we've got a 4th here now. Perfect. You know what? I think I will get my mag working for me in this one here. Just because with a 4-man, things can get a little dicey. Alright, so it looks like for this trigger in particular, it starts you out in the second half of the quest here. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, so Sierra called out destroying the enemy's gun battery, so I'll work on that. Oh, that's actually a lot of damage. I'm not sure if it's out DPSing what I normally do, though. I will say that this is basically shooting fish in a barrel here.
Get a clue. Weakling.
And that sort of is an intended joke there, because Elder does run the or does lead the fish type darkers, or fish type fall spawn rather. Alright, there goes both of those. And hello, apprentice. We have a weak point requiring an aerial attack. Alright, let's get you back up there, Wolfric. Oh, somebody else did. I just love this combo I have with my Liberate Sword here. This is, as long as I'm fighting a boss, I basically never run out of photon points. It's just those long stretches in the urgent quests that we were just in, where sometimes bosses can be few and far between. Because I have both the Etoile ability to reduce, with repetitive use, how much photon points I'm using, plus an S4 on here that basically makes it so that whenever there's a boss around, I gain 40 photon points back every now and then. And that adds up. Alright, hopping over to the last platform.
Prepare yourself. Harriet.
You measure
I
say
shall
your code.
here and now.
Say your prayer.
Take this!
I might not have gotten Varuna there.
This ends here. This ends here.
Impossible!
God of justice.
The time for discretion is at an end!
This ends here.
This ends here!
Not so fast. I am but my master's blade.
Take this!
My master's will is my will.
This is the end!
This ends here. God of justice.
The time
give
for
me
discretion
strength.
is at
Not
an
so
end.
fast.
Nice, got both of them on both the Imperial Cleaves there.
I may not have my
ends
full
here.
array of powers, but you'd be unwise to underestimate me.
There goes Mitra. There goes Varuna.
Most impressive.
Completed.
Oh, how fantastic!
Alright, thank you for setting up the run there, Wolfric.
Oh, how fantastic!
I'm gonna help out and take care of the last of the story now here. So good catching up with you. I'll catch up with you again later.
Oh, how fantastic! Oh, how fantastic!
Alright, and so for that, that's gonna take me over to the bridge. Hey, Dragon Rider, how you doing?
Oh, how fantastic!
Alright, Prin, you can shut up now. Alright. So with that, let's go ahead and talk to Sierra. Let's take a look at the epilogue to the story of Phantasy Star Online. So, on the tip of the blade, starting off with meeting with Azanami. Let's get this started here.
Well, well, it looks like dreams do come true after all, even if things aren't completely at peace yet. At least we'll all have more time to devote to accomplishing our own goals. As far as what I want to do, I should probably work on improving my katana skills. What's with the quizzical look? You must be wondering why I'd want to keep training at a time like this, For one, training with the katana doubles as a way to cultivate the soul. As someone wise once said, in cultivating the heart, the wielder sharpens his blade until his heart and blade become as one. Actually, it was Regius who said that, though he didn't say it to me directly. Training with the katana is training the mind. A well-trained mind can surmount any challenge, no matter how difficult. Thus, I wish to strengthen my mind through strengthening my skill with the blade. That's my new goal. Oh, are you interested too? If you like, maybe I can help you train your mind as well.
I think I'll pass for now.
Aw, the bitter sting of rejection. Well, if you change your mind, just let me know anytime. Though in all honesty, you probably have me beat in the spirit department already. No doubt I'd be the one reaping the most benefits.
Alright, we got a lambda grinder from that. Wolfric, not really sure about that S4. I'll have to take a look at it later, in terms of if that's any good. And keep in mind, S4s and S5s, can sometimes be class dependent. Okay, good to... Sorry to hear that you're not feeling that well there, Dragon Rider, but hopefully you'll heal up soon there. Moving on, let's take a look at To Protect the Peace.
Resting up? I've been meaning to take a breather myself. This piece seems to have made things even busier for me. Oh, please don't misunderstand. I'm not saying I had lots of free time before, just that there are more ways than ever to stay busy these days. I've heard my fair share of gratitude, but the nature of my day-to-day work sometimes makes it difficult for me to accept it gracefully. And besides, you're the one who people should be fawning over. It was you who ultimately saved us all. I know I'm on the late side, but I'd like to share my gratitude, too.
Well, this is a surprise.
Sorry if I shocked you. To be honest, I'm a little surprised at myself. You deserve that much. Please accept my sincere thanks. However, you can't always be so trusting. Throughout history, there have always been groups that raise up a hero, a maker of history, like you. On the other hand, there will always be groups that regard someone as powerful as you as dangerous. Arcs, too, will be deemed suspicious. The whole reason for the struggle between arcs and Falspawn is the existence of photon energy itself. If you think about it, there's even the possibility of a movement, somewhere down the line, to ban the weaponization of photon energy. If that happens, the current Oracle will fracture, and conflict will ensue. These are fearsome possibilities that we have to consider. Of course, this is all just theoretical, but you still have to think about all the potential futures made possible by your mere existence. To avoid such a future, I would sincerely advise you to maintain a healthy level of suspicion and skepticism. I know that's easier said than done, though. Especially for a softie like you. In any case, it's just a friendly word of caution. The Intelligence Bureau and I will support you in any way that we can to avoid further conflict. With your permission, I will keep an eye on you from the shadows. I want to keep the peace just as much as, if not more than, you do. I hope I can do right by you, considering all you've done to protect what is important. Well, see you around.
And we got a lambda grinder from that. Very, very ominous words there from Kastra, and to a degree, might actually be giving sort of an explanation of what might actually be going on for New Genesis, potentially. That plus, it also kind of does sort of lead into something with Algol as well that recently sort of re-revealed itself to me, in that I recently rediscovered that in Phantasy Star: The End of the Millennium, there is actually a weapon in there that Ren, or Foren uses, called the Photon Eraser. So, yeah, kind of ominous, what they're saying there. And another bit that potentially goes towards my theory of that PSO2 was a prequel to the Algol series. But anyway, let's move on now to Xiao's Peaceful Days.
Hey there. It sure has been a while. Glad to see you're looking well these days. That's right. Thanks in part to the efforts of Sierra, we've almost achieved complete independence for the Ark ship. Without my administrative system duties to occupy me, I find my load lessened. Maybe I should focus on calculating the far future.
Don't you have anything else to do?
Don't give me that worried look. I am fascinated by the future and how it is woven by our hopes and dreams.
Xiao, this is Sierra. I've got the interview results. Today's theme is, what kind of environment will improve work conditions for female ARCS operatives? Oh, hey there. You're welcome to join us, too.
This is one of Sierra's new projects. She wants to go around and collect feedback from everyone at ARCS to foster greater independence. Oak and I both support her on this. It's important to be mindful of everyone's suggestions if you hope to improve your organization.
All right, here we go. First up, we have feedback from Sarah of the General Affairs Bureau. Everyone needs to make more of an effort to properly thank others, and patting people on the head needs to be banned.
Nice callback there, Sarah.
Interesting. But this one I must overrule. I'll try to better express my gratitude, but head pats are still on the table.
Next is feedback provided by Guardian Matoy. I want to protect everyone and ensure their happiness. That's enough for me.
I see. Somehow, it's very Matoy. Right down to her deviating from the theme a bit. Who's last, then?
Improve the position of intelligence informants. Also, praise Patty for being so amazing. Tia was right next to her and just sighed.
Disposition aside, I would like to see what happens when Patia is integrated into the Intelligence Bureau.
That's all for today, but I also weighed in. For female casts, we should consider special breastplates.
Oh, sorry, Sierra. My hand slipped and you got cut off there. At any rate, it seems ARC's operatives are enjoying the current peace. Nothing like the serenity of peace, eh? And it's all thanks to that miracle you pulled off, snatching us from the jaws of a cruel fate. Yet, I can't help thinking from time to time that after benefiting from such a miracle, our only trajectory going forward is downhill. That even with the miracle of Xion, a never-ending cycle of tragedy, of conflict and sacrifice, is in fact our most natural fate.
Once again, another illusion. The fact that the profound darkness sends its minions out every 1,000 years. Moving on.
What's with the long face? Sorry if I spoiled the mood there. As for the far future and those who walk its path, I hope that no matter what may change, miracles will never go out of style.
And I wouldn't mind seeing you in New Genesis there, Xiao. Alright, we got a lambda grinder from that. Moving on, we have Since the Day You Landed.
Still, I can't believe that the rookie I had to help during their certification mission actually took out the profound darkness.
That's right. Xeno was the first one on the scene when Falspawn appeared on Nefarious.
Or you were just late, Echo. Anyway, I think our future guardian here really would have been fine even without our help. Actually, that reminds me. Do you remember how I'd mentioned that I felt like I'd seen you somewhere before during the certification mission? I finally remembered who you reminded me of. My mentor who took care of me before I joined ARCS.
Your mentor, huh? You mean the person you always quote on the rare occasion you have something good to say?
I wonder if he knows that we went back to the past.
Come on now. The words of my mentor are my words too. I now realize what part of you reminded me of my mentor. The way you carry yourself and the vibe you give off. It's exactly alike.
But, Xeno, didn't your mentor disappear off to who knows where more than a decade ago? And what's with this vibe talk? What exactly are they supposed to do with that info?
I know. What do you want me to say? Most of my memories from that time are already a blur. To be honest, I can't even remember my mentor's face. Even so, as strange as it sounds, I just can't help but think of him whenever I'm with you. I wonder where you are now, old friend. And have I kept faithfully to your teachings?
Alright, Light, catch you later then. Let's see here. You need to devote yourself further.
You think I need to knuckle down, huh? I see. Well, you're right. I've still got plenty of work to do. It's strange, but your response is totally what my mentor would have said. You know, it really is uncanny.
Maybe he'll never put the pieces together.
It's called picking up on your cues, Xeno. At any rate, it's amazing to think that our former greenhorn has done so much.
You two are too much for the imagination. On one hand, we have one of ARC's only 2 guardians.
And on the other hand, even Often was in some sense a special case, entrapped by Apprentice and their cohorts. Saying that, the most unbelievable twist has to be Xeno being admitted as one of the 6.
What can I say? I was laser focused. Still, I struggle with some of those memories. Back then, I made you worry too much.
I still don't regret becoming a hunter, but there's no denying I caused plenty of trouble for everyone as a result.
The most surprising thing is your marriage.
Sorry about shocking everyone like that. You're embarrassing me just bringing it up.
And keep in mind, it was originally Sierra's idea.
Everything in the past is firmly connected to our current and future peace. That's why we were able to reunite and get married.
That's right. We should all be proud of the peace that we've helped to restore. Oh, that's right! Wouldn't it be cool to go on a honeymoon? Afen, Matoy, and everyone else can come along. I see that stare. You're coming too. This peace was made possible by everyone.
Yep, can't argue with that. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to let everyone come along, right?
That would be an interesting honeymoon. Alright, up next we have Aurora's appreciation.
Hey. Good to see you.
And, thank you. We made the profound darkness, and then abandoned it with no regard for the consequences. We endangered the whole universe. We foisted dark falls and the profound darkness on all of you. The sheer irresponsibility of it is just unconscionable. Even so, you were admirably able to do what we could not, to put an end to them. So, please, you have to let me thank you for fixing our mistakes, for defeating the profound darkness. Thank you.
What's gotten into you? This isn't like you at all.
I may not have been involved directly, but I am one of the 20 goddesses, so I have to take at least partial responsibility.
I see. But you were there for the battle, right? Xiao even called you our trump card, didn't he? Even if you fall short of this one here, you should still share in some of the glory yourself.
Euclida. You're still as sweet as ever, Euclida. No matter what happens, you're always there to cheer me up when I'm feeling down.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Well, in any case, it seems you just can't do without me, Euclida. I guess I'll help you out a little longer.
I wonder how long she's actually going to live for as a cosmogenic harm.
So, I'll be counting on you too, Euclida.
Unbelievable. You need to be more honest. But I guess the same goes for me too.
Here's another lambda grinder. Up next, Peace on Harukutan.
Sukuna-hime! Kotashiro!
Oh, it's you. That gang of enemies we found on Harukutan are gone.
The Daybreakers have returned from the spirit realm and are in the process of rebuilding.
That's great! We finished up as well.
Is that so? It would seem we can finally relax a bit then.
Peace finally returning to Harukutan is all you're doing, honestly. Thank you.
You're welcome. But I don't know what we would have done without you and Sukuna-hime either. We are where we are today because everyone gave it their all and acted on their aspirations to make them real. Isn't that right?
Everybody pitched in.
Yeah, exactly. We wouldn't be here if everyone hadn't pitched in the way they did. It was totally a group effort.
It looks like we can close the books on this one. A happy ending, to be sure. Speaking of which, Kotoshiro, the Daylord said that he intends to welcome you into the family as his new son-in-law.
What?
It seems that the Daylord's daughter has become rather smitten with you.
What? This can't seriously be happening, can it?
Now, don't be rude. Why would I lie about such a thing? It was a while back now, but recall back to when I went off to challenge that dark child. Back then, it was you who shouted like a maniac at the Daybreakers, wasn't it?
Are you talking about when all the Nightfallers were eaten by Gemini the Duplicate, and you went in all alone to end the whole business?
Yes, precisely right. I was surprised when Kotoshiro came to my aid, that's for sure. It appears he made quite the impression at that time. He stole the king's daughter's heart with his courageous air and that impassioned speech of his.
What strange tidings.
I know, right? So, how about it?
Honestly, I'm a little perplexed.
Well, you're not going to get anywhere with a half-baked attitude like that. Do you plan on being a bachelor forever?
Well,
You know, I'm getting to the point where I wouldn't mind a few grandchildren.
You're grimacing again, Kotoshiro. It looks like things are right as rain on Haruka-tan now. Thank goodness.
And we got a lambda grinder from that. Alright, moving on. Glory Days of the Alma Mater.
That box lunch from last time was delicious! Hooray! Cabbage lunch!
Wait, did I misread that? I thought that said Alma, not... Oh, ow. Wait. Did they mess up the translation on his name in that?
You mean caviar lunch? It was just a little strange for a boxed lunch they gave out to people helping to restore the school.
Why'd it end up being caviar? I could have sworn I ordered the standard boxed lunch.
Thanks a bunch, Corey. It was amazing being able to eat such a delicious lunch.
You're too kind, Al! I guess I'll have to see if our luck continues the next time I order the wrong lunch.
Cut it out, would ya? Who even eats something like a caviar lunch? Sounds like pretentious grub for a snooty CEO.
I smell Annie.
You called?
In your dreams.
As feisty as ever, I see. You all attack me mercilessly for only contributing money. Yet here I am, on site, overseeing the boxed lunches.
Huh? Are you serious? So it's you that changed the boxed lunches Corey ordered without asking?
Why would I hide it, huh? And by the way, you're welcome.
I had a feeling you were involved.
But that box lunch was really, really amazing.
I'm honored you think so. Oh, almost forgot. The reason I came over here is because I want you to try out our new app. We've developed a realization monitor that renders the fantasies belonging to the subject of a photo, letting you play with them.
Here! I want to try!
Don't take the bait, Corey!
I'm gonna try it too!
No, Al! Don't get involved with this oddball!
Wow, somebody's getting feistier by the minute.
So if I take a picture of Hitsuki, then I'll be able to...
What? No rejection. You're only going to see your own fantasies. Hey, give that to me, Corey! Don't you dare look, Al!
It looks like our app has successfully read and rendered one of Corey's fantasies, as per our initial calculations. Take a look at that. The three of you look so congenial.
Cut it out! How could you even release such a crazy app? You gotta shut it down right now!
Hey, what did it show?
You might be a little too young still, Al. Gotta get my hands on that picture somehow.
Oh, Corey.
Everyone seems so happy now. A lot has happened, but it's great to see that everyone's laughing again. Just like the old days.
Yeah, the restoration is going well too. Feels like we've finally made it, you know? I could get used to this.
Yeah, and it was all thanks to them and everyone else.
We created this piece together. You included, Al. Don't you think?
Alright, we got a lambda grinder from that. I'm gonna double check the name of that thing, because that's just... Let's see. Glory Days of the Alma? Yeah, I don't get that. Yeah, I think they messed up the translation on that one. Alright. Anyway, let me bring this back up to what's not cleared, and let's take a look at a letter for Hitsugi.
Corey, you sure are sulky today. Is everything alright?
Hitsugi, is it true that you got a love letter?
Hold up! How do you know that?
A love letter? You mean the letter that someone left in your locker?
No. So you told her.
You're the student council president! You're supposed to be a paragon of virtue and good behavior, not getting love letters. Scandalous relations with the opposite sex! You'll be harassed by the media club and become front page news!
I don't know what you're going on about. It's not like I actually wanted to get a love letter.
In that case, can we burn it? Like, right now?
Stop it!
Then how about you just tell me who sent it? I'd like to give them a stern warning.
Hey, put that sword away! Cut it out, Corey!
Hey, guys.
Huh, Inga!
What's up, Al? It's been a while. You all good?
Yup.
What's wrong, Inga? You have business with the student council?
Nah. I just heard that you got a love letter. Or something.
Oh, jeez, not you too! Wait. This is your doing, Corey!
Hitsugi, bring your new boyfriend here. I want to see what he's made of.
Oh, shut up! I don't even know who sent the thing. Didn't write their name anywhere.
He must be a real idiot then. Imagine if you forgot to write your name on a test. You'd get a big fat 0. 0.
Who cares about any of that? Now, Hitsugi, what did the love letter actually say?
Well, it's a little bit embarrassing.
You are like a big sister to me. I love you so much. Please be with me forever.
Huh? Oh, how do you know all that, Al? Oh. Actually, they did mention something about me being like a big sister. How could it be?
Sorry, Hitsugi. I'm the one who forgot to write his name.
Aw, I'm so glad! So glad!
Congrats on getting that together, Rooks.
Hitsugi! Al! The three of us can all still live happily ever after!
What the hell?
Writing a love letter to Hitsugi? Al is really a little heartbreaker. Well, I suppose it is more of a thank you note than a love letter. Anyway, at least they didn't make the news. It seems like all is well on Earth. Peace at last.
There's another Lambda grinder. And up next we have building bridges.
Do not be so humble. The future is now back on its rightful course, and it was all your doing. Though there are still those who do not recognize the magnitude of your deeds, you and I have seen and known everything.
Thank you.
I am grateful that you have restored our future. Corella and I shall sing of your deeds, that future generations might hearken to them. Rella is truly impressed with what you have done for us. With your guidance, you have created a bridge between the Draconians and Arcs. I am glad that we were able to reach an accord.
I am also happy we can help each other. What do our friends at Arcs think?
Corella is super cute.
I concur with Rella. None may know what the future holds, but I trust your contribution will be an important one. You and we Draconians will share the same future, You and Corella shall be the new vanguard for Draconian Arcs relations.
Understood, Master Denise. I hope all many Arcs members. Going forward, I will cultivate our friendship.
Gonna have to teach that one to keep calm. Yeah, I might have walked into that one.
Emergency announcement. Signs of Dark False Persona have been detected in the path of the Oracle fleet. Tactical prep is underway.
Yeah, we're not worrying about that. Let's move on here to Melrondia's role.
It's just like you said. It's like a light bulb went off in my head. I want the three of us to talk and become good friends. Just like, no wait, better than back in the old days. Kyoki, Luko, you guys are my best friends.
You certainly are honest about your feelings. It's important to have faith in the feelings that you have for your friends.
You're right. Thank you. Well, I guess I'll see you around. So,
Got something on your mind?
Stratos. It seems like they didn't hear anything at all.
Oh, really? Whew, that's a huge relief. In any case, I really must be going.
Sorry to have kept you waiting. Mum's the word on what I was just discussing with Stratos there, okay? A lot of junior members have been coming to talk lately. At first, I was worried I wouldn't really be very useful as a counselor. But the more I got into it, the more I realized that maybe this is an important role to play. I have to do what I can. And I have that power because I am who I am. It's like he used to say, you have to look toward the future and face yourself. That's when you notice. From then on, my sister and I listened to what he had to say while figuring things out, and it all came into sharp focus. You cannot hope to communicate without words, even with those you really care about. I know that to be the truth now, more than ever. Now, even though I no longer have him or my sister, I can at least listen to the woes of junior members and be of some use. This is my new role. I realize now that I have to look toward the future and stop living in the past.
There's another lambda grinder. Alright, this might be a little controversial, but as much as Corella is cute, I would be curious to see what a small Voldragon looked like. I don't know, just a crazy thought, but the fact that the Draconians can shrink themselves like that makes me wonder what the other side of things would have looked like. Anyway, moving on. No rest for the researcher.
I was just looking for you. Perfect. I wanted to run something by you. I've been pouring my energy into tweaking the anti-photoner AIS systems in gear, but I just got word the project's wrapping up. You've helped me out so much with it, so I thought you'd want to know. The battle data that I got from you during the course of the research project was extremely valuable. Going through the General Affairs Bureau from the start was the right call. To get data from a real Guardian, I'm grateful. Also, I was granted access to all of your past battle data for analysis, and it was truly fascinating. Besides bolstering our anti-photoner potential, I'd like to put your data to use in increasing our fall spawn eradication efficiency. A researcher's work is never done. I'm going to continue working on R&D so that we're not caught off guard again. And I might need the sort of help that only a Guardian can provide. Oh, I almost forgot! We still have some high-intensity damage resistance testing to get through. We had to abandon testing live subjects, but you're not bound by the rules, and your resistance stats are through the roof. You really are helpful. I'm so glad that we met each other. Well, shall we get to it?
Give me 10 years. I think you're done.
Come on now. I can't wait 10 years for you. Was that some Guardian joke? Ah, and it should be okay to remove both the shock absorber and the safety, I'd say. This is a rare opportunity, so we've got to try all sorts. Hey, where are you running off to? Wait!
That's a shame. I think they took out the joke about pulling 100 Gs in there. That was in the Japanese version. Oh well. Moving on, the Swordsmith's Smoldering Embers.
Have my prayers been answered? Might all those consumed by the merciless flames of conflict have finally been avenged? There can be no end to my gratitude. We have vanquished our rivals and finally put an end to this struggle, like the real heroes of legend. However, there is actually something else for which I must thank you. On that day when you showed me Clarissa's fragment, you reinvigorated in me the passion of a true swordsmith. Had it not been for you, I might still be stuck with nothing to offer the world but a chip on my shoulder. I sincerely thank you for guiding me so far. To tell the truth, these have been some heady days.
We're just getting started.
You embarrass me with such talk. You're right, though. The best is yet to come. The real battle is not yet over. There's still a long, long way to go before I can rest easy. After all, Maria is certainly not going to let me go and give up without a fuss. In fact, I bet she's broken Labris and is charging here as we speak. I cannot simply abandon Labris in her hour of need. Good grief. Growing old and senile in peace just isn't in the cards for me, it seems.
There's another Lambda Grinder. And moving on, always have been, always will be.
Independent operating codes into the control system and unlocked! And we're done. That's a huge weight off my shoulders. Now that Xiao's back, I can finally lighten my workload a little. The profound darkness has finally receded, and you came back alive. Talk about a happy ending. Now that the profound darkness and dark falls are no more, we needn't be worried about any more falspawn spawning. Even so, there are still falspawn remnants scattered about, corrupted creatures marauding unchecked, and new weapons to discover. Thus, your efforts as a member of ARCS do not end here. I'm sure that someday, we'll all be able to completely rid the universe of all falspawn once and for all. Until then, I'll do what I can as your navigator. I was just a fledgling operator when we first met, but what about now? Have I improved?
I've really come to rely on you.
Really? Woohoo! I actually got some praise from you. Flattery will get you everywhere, it turns out. Trust that I'm going to do the best that I can to keep earning your praise. I'm counting on you to take care of me, even if I am a pain sometimes.
There's another Lambda grinder. And let's talk to a Finn next here, the Guardian's mate.
Hey, mate. Welcome back. I never doubted you for a second. To actually defeat such a monster. There's no two ways about it. You're the best ARCS has to offer. Now that I think about it, ever since we first met on the certification mission, I've caught some glimpses of your true power here and there. I'm talking about how you bust through Falsepawn without even a hint of fear in your eyes, mate. Meanwhile, I'm wet in my trousers. Even after we were formally accepted into ARCS, you went with me on my investigations. Oh, and we even went to that tournament together. Then, after that, we saved Yusi, defeated that dark False Tosser, and met the profound darkness in battle. And now look at you, a guardian representing all of ARCS. Looks like our glory days as a duo are behind us. Thanks, mate, for everything.
You said it.
What? You're killing me over here, mate. Even though I know you're just having a laugh, you're gonna give me a heart attack here. Well, in any case, thanks for all the good times, and here's to many, many more, mate.
And there's the Lambda grinder. And one final scene, always together.
You know, I'm still a little bit mad at you. After the profound darkness was released from Shiva and transferred into you, you vanished, all alone. You do still remember when I told you that you can't go sacrificing yourself to save the world, don't you? Don't you remember our promise? That we wouldn't leave each other behind, no matter what?
I was just following your lead.
Well, there's no disputing that. But hey, I guess we both came back in the end. And we're still able to talk together, like this. I always had a feeling from the beginning that our closeness would lead to some painful partings when the inevitable happened. That's exactly why we have to take time to talk to each other, to put our heads together properly. Neither of us should be sacrificing ourselves. We both need to stick around, for everyone's sake, including our own. It's you and me forever, okay? I love you.
And that brings us to the end of the entire story for Phantasy Star Online 2. The epilogue closing out. Yeah, there were definitely some hints dropped about what's going to be coming in the future. Definitely with Kashra and his warning there about people potentially not trusting the arcs in the future. It's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens that leads to the arcs.
Emergency announcement. We are commencing a counter-offensive against Dark False Persona. All ARCS ops, please report to the quest counter.
Be quiet, you. It's going to be interesting to see what's actually going to be happening when New Genesis comes out, finding out what the story is there, and really finding out what the connection back to Oracle is, because that's the thing that we still don't have anything of right now. As of right now, the world seems to be disconnected, but there's obviously something connecting things here. The fact that the arcs are still around in 1,000 years, the fact that people apparently don't remember where they came from, the fact that more than likely Xiao is still going to be around 1,000 years from now, just because, you know, they would be existing as long as, if not longer than Xion in the end. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things play out in New Genesis. But we did also hear, at least on the Japanese side, as I mentioned before, March 3rd is when we're going to finally be getting the graphical update. And then hopefully the second of the closed beta tests will be happening shortly after that. Still don't know if I've gotten into the second closed beta test. That is still going to be... that doesn't close until the end of the month for signups. But again, that's for Japanese players only. And as we learned, players in the West were unable to play because there was a block in place for non-Japanese IP addresses. So, yeah, hopefully I get in on that one. But we will see. I have my ways of getting into that if I am picked. So, here's the hoping it does happen here. But anyway, that brings me to the end of this episode here. Next one may be a little bit shorter because I'm not really sure how many more patches we're going to be getting out of Global. I would expect the next one is going to have the final MPA boss against the Profound Darkness. And in fact, real quick, I'll go ahead and head back into the lobby here. Just so I can show you something that Zeke has available right now.
To see. What's the good word?
So if we come under here, under Get Unit, we can see that the claws units are available now. These are the units that you can purchase through the use of those modules I mentioned earlier, as well as the Darkstone Deimos. The thing to keep in mind about them is that when the MPA releases, he's going to have a new weapon here, a Klaus weapon. Well, actually, first, there's going to be a first stage to it, and then the second stage is going to be a Klaus weapon. And to get the first stage, you need to have some of those Darkstone Deimos as well. So if you want to get a more powerful weapon, I would actually recommend on holding off on getting any new units until you get the weapon first, and then start into the units. Because you do need to have 20 of the Darkstone Deimos, and if you want to have that thing day one, at least for the first stage, then you're going to need to actually have those Darkstone Deimos, and the only way that you can get those right now is through the Mission Pass. You get some here on Tier 5, which is 20 of them, and then you get some more at Tier 15. You get 30 of them there. You're also going to need along the way some of what you get at the 30th tier, which are the Lumen Crystal Grania. You're actually going to need 4 of those, so the 2 here are not going to be enough. You're going to need to get 2 more of those from the Divide quest. But you know what, you run that, max out your points for a week or two, or no, actually just 1 week should be enough to get you one of the weapons. because I think you get 2 crystals, if I remember correctly. No, that's not what I wanted. I wanted content information, and then divide quest info, weekly point results. Let's see here. Okay, so you don't get them from the weekly. Where did you get them? Maybe it was from the titles. Let me just look at this real quick here.
Welcome.
If we go under quests... That's strange. I could have sworn I had gotten some others from some source. Maybe I'm just misremembering here. The way that you can, for certain, get them, though, is to come over here to... actually...
Well, hello there!
Over here, exchange divide metals for limited items. You need 200 lumen fragment emeralds and 350 divide metals to get one of them. So you would need... in total, 400 of the lumen fragments and 700 divide metals in total for the 2 lumen crystal granias that you would need.
Come again!
In order to pick up one of the weapons. So that's just the general information that you need for when the MPA boss comes out. I'm expecting that's going to be showing up in the next couple of weeks here. If not then in about 4 weeks. But yeah, it's going to be a really powerful weapon when you get it. Rooks, to answer your question, it comes with S1 to S5. So S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. So it's, you really don't have to do much with augments on it. If anything, you're probably looking at maybe getting a Phrase Decay, a Guardian Soul, and maybe a Mana Reverie would be the 3 that you'd actually want to try for to get one of the more powerful ones. Or maybe you don't go with the Mana Reverie. Maybe you go instead with the other one. It's slipping my mind what it's called right now, but I've got it on me here. The Grand Might or the Grand Techniques, or whichever one you're thinking of. So, plenty of opportunity for you to make a really powerful weapon there, especially because you only need to really do 3 affixes on it, and the rest can just be S-rank affixes. So, yeah, it's going to be really nice once that finally comes out. That'll be your final weapon, and then players are going to be trying to put together whatever the best units they can are with the Class units, unless they decide to go with some other 13-star unit. But that's basically going to then carry you into New Genesis when the time comes. At least initially, and technically you need to get up to, I think it was level 10 before you can use those again, which are at the 4-star level in New Genesis. But we'll see. It's all still up in the air at this point here. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for me here today. At this point, we're waiting for the final MPA to come out, and once that comes out, then just be a few other patches after that. We may or may not get Viva Las Vegas. That was a test, urgent quest that came out to test just how many enemies the game could handle at one time without Vita support, and it definitely brought in a lot. We'll see if they release that one. We've got the Ultimate Solo quest coming up. No idea if that is going to finish its series before New Genesis comes out or not. We'll have to see on that one. And there are some other quests that are still missing at this point, but it's only a matter of time until we get those. And technically the Japanese side is still waiting on some quests as well. But we will see. But with that, that's pretty much going to do it for me here today. Let me see if there's anybody that I can pass you on to here. Let's see. Alright, I think I got someone. I've actually passed you on to them before a few times here, but they've always been a good streamer. Actually, wait a second. Oh, they're actually not doing Phantasy Star Online tonight. Okay. Then in that case, let me try somebody else here then. Alright, I think I got something fun for you here. Actually, funny thing about this, this was something that I actually won one of the events for a couple of months back here. I don't know if the VOD for that is still around, but there was a theme. There's a fashion show that's held monthly or so often on Ship 1 here, and I won one of those competitions recently for a theme of, I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was sort of D&D themed in a way. And I sort of went with like an evil emperor look for my character, and that one ended up winning out. But anyway, they're doing one currently, so let me go ahead and pass you over to that event here. It's on the channel Legends link, so let me put that into the system here. And with that, thank you for joining me today. This is PrinceBrightstar signing off. Let's get this raid started here.